I love online shopping, so seeing a package on my porch is a daily occurrence. I live in a quiet subdivision in Portland, Oregon. About a month ago, I found a brown cardboard box on my doorstep. It was standard size, taped shut. I picked it up to check the label. My name and address were in the To field. But when I looked at the From field, the return address, my blood ran cold. The return address was my own address. I assumed it was a glitch in the shipping system. I brought it inside and opened it. Inside, nestled in packing peanuts, was a single, dirty coffee mug. I recognized it immediately. It was my favorite mug, the one I used every morning. I had lost it 2 days ago. I thought I had left it in the car or at work. Why would someone mail my own mug back to me? A week later, another package arrived. Same thing. Return address was my house. I opened it with trembling hands. Inside was a t-shirt. My t-shirt. One that I had worn to sleep the night before. I had thrown it in the laundry hamper that morning before leaving for work. This meant someone had entered my house during the day, taken the shirt from the hamper, boxed it up, and left it on the porch. I called the police. They filed a report, but said there was no sign of forced entry. I changed the locks and installed a camera. 3 days of silence passed. Then, on a rainy Tuesday, a third box appeared. My camera didn't send a motion alert. The box was just there. I didn't bring this one inside. I called the cops to open it. Inside the box was a Polaroid photo. It was a picture of the back of my head, sitting at my computer. I looked closely at the timestamp on the digital corner of the photo. It was taken yesterday. But the angle. The photo was taken from inside the air vent in my ceiling. The police tore the vent cover off. They found a sleeping bag and a stash of food wrappers in the crawl space between the floors. He hadn't been breaking in. He had been mailing me my own belongings from inside my own walls, just to see my reaction when I opened them. It started on Valentine's Day. I came home to my apartment to find a single red rose leaning against my door. No card. I thought maybe it was from my boyfriend, Mike, but he denied it. Maybe a secret admirer, he joked. 2 days later, a small box appeared. Inside was a tube of lipstick. It was a shade I liked, but the seal was broken. It had been used. I threw it away, disgusted. The next week, the gifts escalated. I found a pair of earrings in my mailbox. They looked expensive, but when I looked closer, I saw dried blood on the clasp of one of them. I was terrified. I took them to the police station. They logged it as harassment, but said there wasn't much they could do without a suspect. The final straw came on a Friday night. I was watching a movie alone. Mike was out of town. There was a knock at the door. I looked through the peephole. No one was there. I opened the door, with the chain lock on, and looked down. There was a large gift bag sitting on the mat. I pulled it inside. Inside the bag was a shoebox, and inside the shoebox was a pair of heavy work boots. Men's boots, size 11. They were covered in mud. There was a note inside one of the boots. I left these here so I don't track mud on your carpet when I come in tonight. I dropped the box and ran to verify the door was locked. Then I looked at the carpet in my hallway. They were muddy footprints, but they didn't lead from the door. They started from the bedroom and led toward the closet. I slowly turned toward the hallway closet. The door was cracked open a sliver. I saw a bare foot standing in the shadows. He had taken the boots off before he hid. I ran out the front door screaming, flagging down a neighbor. They caught the guy. It was the maintenance man for the building. He had a master key and had been gifting me things he stole from other tenants he had murdered. The earrings with the blood, they belonged to the girl in 4B who went missing last month. I'm a sucker for those monthly subscription boxes. Makeup, snacks, you name it. So when a box labeled the Memory Box arrived at my house, I assumed I had signed up for it late one night and forgotten. The packaging was premium. Black matte box, red ribbon. I opened it at the kitchen table. The first item was a bottle of perfume. I sprayed it. It smelled exactly like the perfume my grandmother used to wear. She died 5 years ago. Weird coincidence, I thought. The second item was a mixtape, a cassette tape. I dug out an old player from the garage and played it. It was a recording of a piano recital. My piano recital from 3rd grade. I could hear my dad coughing in the audience. I had never seen a recording of this event. My parents didn't own a video camera back then. My hands started to shake. Who sent this? The third item was at the bottom of the box. It was a small velvet pouch. I opened it and tipped the contents into my hand. It was a tooth, a human molar, and a note written in cursive. You lost this in the playground in 1998. I kept it safe for you. I gagged and dropped the tooth. I remembered losing a tooth on the playground when I was 7. A nice man at the park bench had helped me look for it, but we never found it. He'd given me a lollipop to make me feel better. I looked at the return address on the box. It was a P.O. box in my hometown. Then my phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. Did you like the box? I have the rest of the collection waiting for you. Check your backyard. I looked out the kitchen window. Standing at the edge of the woods, holding a shovel and a black matte box, was an elderly man. He waved. It was the same man from the playground 30 years later. He hadn't just found the tooth. He had followed me my entire life.